There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Now we can really hear me. So I was speaking to a friend of mine this week, and we were talking about music and talking about this, that, and the other. And I try to kind of push the envelope when it comes to music selection sometimes. The first two that I picked, not probably not. Maybe another time. Um, Like God bless the broken. I mean, this song, it's a love song, so it kind of fits with the Valentine's theme for the day. And when we stop and think about it, our first relationship, our primary relationship, and the one that will drive the rest of them is right here within us. It's our relationship with ourselves and our relationship with Spirit, God, Source, whatever we want to call it. How are we relating to that? And so our family relationships, our friend relationships, our work relationships, our acquaintance, stranger relationships, how we greet everybody we're traveling this life with will always reflect how we are doing with who we are and where we've been and what we've been through. So today we're going to explore that and look at how those things outpicture, how those things show up, and what we can do to improve the conditions, improve the outpicturing. What are the mindsets? What are the attitudes? What's the framework we need to operate in? Because this month, today, and always, in one way or another, we're talking about love. And we're talking about a relationship with Spirit, with God, that is love. Yeah, and so I went back to the Bible, to John 13, verse 34. There it is. Good job. A new commandment I give to you, that you should love one another. And it goes on to say, as I have loved you, you should love one another. We should love each other as Spirit would have it be. So the first and foremost is we're to love ourselves and love each other. And if we can get a handle on that one, then everything else we can move forward with. We can ground in that place. Wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and be okay with what's looking back at us. Or at least work on being okay with what's looking back at us, right? No. Look at it and smile. And the world will smile back at us. Because the God that we live in and that lives in us and it is in God that we live and move and have our being, and it in and through each and every one of us, right? It's omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent. Borrowed lips this morning. Okay. It is all-knowing, all-powerful, and everywhere present. This is God. God is love, and it is in this God that we live, and it lives through us. So it's always saying yes. I was listening to a friend this morning, reminding us that we were always saying yes. The universe is always responding to us. We get to shape it. We get to give it form and substance. We get to say, this is what I want. And we can either take charge of that and give it direction, or we can just blithely move along our world and see what happens. So how would you choose to have that be in your world? You just want to take what comes, or are you wanting to really take charge of your life, be intentional, and say, you know what? This is what I want. I want loving relationships. I want a happy family. I want to be happy at work. I want to wake up in the morning and look forward to where I'm going. And look forward to the people, to greeting the people and being around the people that inhabit this world with me. I want to be in relationship. I want to be happy with what I'm seeing and happy with how I'm feeling inside. So let's try an experiment. Everybody here and everybody online, just bear with me just for a minute. Now I want you to close your eyes. Bless you. Think of something sad and feel the energy of that. And then think of something happy. See, I see smiles coming up on your faces. You see, and open your eyes. That's all it takes to just shift the energy. Just close our eyes and be happy, just like Peter Pan. Happy thoughts work. Happy thoughts work. They will shift. They will change. They will move how we feel. They will move how we're operating in life. I do this all the time. I spend a lot of time by myself driving around, Phoenix and Tucson and, for my work, my day job. And sometimes I get bored, I get lonesome, I get, frustrated and angry or whatever. And I go, no. And I close my eyes and I breathe. And just remind myself that I'm surrounded by love. That I can choose to be happy. That I can choose to just love myself, even if I'm not feeling loved, right? If I'm not feeling cared for, that's on me. It's not on anybody else. It's not anybody else's responsibility to take care of me. It's my responsibility to take care of me. I get to choose to be happy. I get to choose to feel love. I get to choose to hug myself if I want. They've even given that a name. There's a whole process now about hugging yourself. I can't remember what's it called? I'll remember in 2 minutes. Anyway, now I'm all distracted. Okay. We can choose to care for ourselves and love ourselves and allow that to be reflected back to us in our relationships. Right? Because so often what I find is that we set up expectations about how people are supposed to be in our lives. Right? We set up expectations about how family is supposed to behave, about how friends are supposed to behave, how our coworkers are supposed to behave when they are relating with us, or even when they're not relating with us. We get upset or frustrated when we hear that so-and-so went out and did this, or so-and-so went out and bought a new car, or so-and-so moved into a new house, or this, that, or the other, or sold something, or whatever they did. It's not my job to keep account of all that. Right? It's not, they are free to live their lives just as I am free to live my life. And that brings me to something Jim Morrison said. You're going to love this. Friends can help each other. A true friend is someone who lets you have total freedom to be yourself, and especially to feel or not feel. Whatever you happen to be feeling at the moment is fine with them. That's what real love amounts to, letting a person be what he really is. Smart guy. I was surprised when I ran across that, quite honestly. And I knew it. That's what I'm talking about. Expectations. If we let go of expectations, we remove the possibility of so much disappointment, so much upset, so much, angst. We let go of expectations about others. And wow, how freeing is that? You know what? You go be you. I'm going to go over here and be me. And when we're together, we can be together. And you can be you and I can be me and we'll have fun. And all of that is just love expressed. Because when we set aside expectations, we expand opportunity. We expand possibility because no longer do we have these expectations to say, this has to be this way. or I expect that this is going to be this way. All I have to do is say, my intention is for love to be present. My intention is for joy to be present. My intention is for happiness and wholeness and health and prosperity to be present in my life. And I am going to show up and take steps in that direction. I'm going to step through the door of opportunity as it shows up to be more love. I'm going to step through in that opportunity to be more at peace with who I am, to be more joyful and joy-filled in my activities. That's a choice I get to make, an intention I get to set, and then stay open to the opportunities, stay open to the steps as they present themselves. I can set some little parameters around it, and that's all fine, as long as I don't get too attached to it having to be that way, right? This or something better, like we talk about, right? I say my prayers, I say my affirmative prayer, I say my affirmations. It's this or something better, this or something greater, this or something beyond what I can imagine today. Because tomorrow I can imagine something better because I'm learning and growing, right? I'm learning and growing. I'm learning and growing not only in my intellect, but in my ability to allow spirit to operate through me because I'm progressively getting out of the way. I'm progressively setting aside limitations that I've accepted up until now. Because I'm learning and growing, because I'm getting more intimate with myself, I'm uncovering those hidden little traumas, those hidden little fears, right? Because I keep inviting spirit in, inviting spirit to move through me and operate in and through every aspect of my life. See, so these relationships that I have with you, with my friends, with my family, with my coworkers, all reflect this relationship on the inside. So the more peaceful I am with me, the more joyful I am about me and who I am and who I am becoming, the easier it gets. Because I've set myself free. I've set my friends free, right? I set them free to be who they are. No longer am I saying, no, don't change. You just be you, how I expect you to be every time we meet. See, is that kind? No. Why would I limit somebody? Why would I limit somebody else? Because if I want to limit somebody else, that means I'm limiting me. Why would I limit me? I don't want to be limited. I want to be unlimited, free to be who I am. So I set my friends free too. I set my family free too. I set my coworkers free too, to be who they are. Doesn't mean they necessarily move on to another job because I want them here, because I trained them. No, it's fine. We set them free too, to learn and grow. All of them. Because that's the way we want to be held. That's the space I want to be held in by my friends. And say, you know what? We want Lee to learn and grow and be and do and become the best that he can be. So if that is the atmosphere I would like to be held in, and that's the atmosphere I hold them in. The golden rule, right? Do unto others as we would have them do unto you. Mm-hmm. Yes. The Buddha, you yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Wow. Way back then. Nothing new here, friends. It all begins and ends here. It begins and ends right here with us. The universe delights in our success, right? God wants us to win. Wants the Rams to win, wants the Bengals to win, wants you to win, wants me to win. The universe delights in our growth and our success. It's waiting. The universe is just waiting to say yes to whatever it is you say. You speak it, you show up, you take the steps, and all is well, because it is done unto us as we believe. And not just believe, but know. Absolutely know without a doubt. And sometimes that takes time. Sometimes that takes growth. And at the moment at which we reach that depth of knowing and acceptance, it is done. Absolutely done. So how will you let love grow today? How will you let love grow today? Because we all know there are times when we're on this path of growth, when we face fear, we face anxiety, we face doubt, we face uncertainty. We come up against things that we say, God, I thought I handled that. It's like going into the garden to pull weeds, if you're not in Arizona. Going into the garden to pull weeds. I couldn't help myself. It was just too good a joke. All right. Pulling into the garden to pull weeds, and then 2 weeks later, you're back pulling the same, what appears to be the same weed in the same spot. That's frequently the way growth is for us. It's not really the same weed. It's just a weed that's it's that next level weed that we get to handle, right? I thought I handled my relationship with my dad, and then a few months ago, it was like, no, you got to do this one again. I did. Thought I handled it. And then it came back, and I was like, okay, Dad, fine. And we talked, and it's okay. My dad passed away years ago. Anyway, long story. But we had a talk. We had an inside talk. And I thought I'd handle it. No. I went and had to take it to a next level, and it's okay. And we're doing the inner child work, and we're doing all this stuff, and we're learning, and we're growing, and we're becoming more. And we keep stirring up all this stuff. And what it is refining ourselves. We're refining the consciousness, and therefore refining this vessel, right? So that we can be more. So the Spirit can do more through us. Spirit can do more as us, raising our vibrations, so to speak. We'll do a whole thing on quantum physics and quantum theory another time. Not today. But that's the point, right? So in the face of fear, we go to love. In the face of doubt, we go to faith, right? In the face of sickness, we embrace our wholeness. Always there is that polarity that we get to face. It's not pairs of opposites, right? It's polarities that we deal with on a spectrum, right? Darkness and light define each other. Positive and negative poles define each other. And so it is with us. We have this spectrum of experience. One end is fear, the other end is love, and everything else falls into place beneath those two. So we get to turn to love today. Turn to love every day. Because we get to return to that sense of self we have inside of us that says, you know what? You are okay. As you are today. You are okay in this moment. And there is more to learn. And there is more to grow. In our essence, in the core of our being, if we could just simply remember that we are loved, we are lovable, and we are loving, and from there, everything else is fine, so be it. All is well. The next one, final quote. And I don't even know who this guy is, but he's smart. I'm sorry. What?
He's a
Scottish poet. There we go. I didn't know. I should have looked it up, but it was like one of those last minute things. Anyway, love is but the discovery of ourselves in others and the delight in the recognition. Wow. Love is but the discovery of ourselves in others and the delight in the recognition. Kind of helps us understand love at first sight, doesn't it? Kind of does. Hadn't thought about it until just now. We recognize beauty, we recognize ourselves, we recognize love and joy and peace that we see in others because we see it, we have it inside of us. We may not be experiencing it in the moment, but the fact that we can see it, the fact that we could recognize it, tells us that it is here for us to experience, tells us that it is in us as potential and possibility, though we may not be feeling it at the moment. But it's a signal saying there is more to you, more to us, more to be, more to become, more to live, more to love, more to be. So let's go to our practicing the principles for the week. Expectations can lead to fear, anxiety, and disappointment. These feelings diminish and contract our energy. In order to be more expansive in love, what expectations can you let go of? That's your journal assignment for the week. What expectations can I let go of? Number 2, how can I be more present as the presence of love today? So as we let go of expectations, right, that allows us to be more present with what we are doing and where we are right now, because we're not trying to manage the universe. That's part of what expectations is, right? That's me trying to manage everybody else's life. Don't need to do that. Just be present with who I am, where I am, and what I'm doing right now. Okay, so how can I do that? And third, in the presence of any discord of any nature, be still and ask, what do I see with the eyes of love? And, or, what's possible for love to do here? So there you go. So let's pray. Let's put this principle to practice. Take a quick drink. Let's take a deep breath and just ground. Just put your feet on the floor. Feel yourself in your seat. And join with us wherever you are, whatever you're doing. We begin by recognizing that God is all there is. It is in this that we live and move and have our being, and it in us as each and every one of us right here and right now. I recognize it as love and truth and beauty, as joy and health and wholeness. It is all there is. It is the beginning and the end. It is the source and substance of all life, of all experience, of all we see and feel and do and beyond. So I recognize that this power and presence operates in and through me now. It is the words I speak for myself and for everybody here in this space, everybody online, watching now or watching later. I know that all is well, that life is good and very good as each and every one of us. We celebrate it here. We celebrate each other. We celebrate the recognition that love flows in, through, and around us right now. We feel the joy of this. We celebrate it. And with enthusiasm, move into the rest of this day and every day after, lifted up and aware that love goes before us, surrounds us, and guides and directs us into ways of being previously unknown, unrealized, and unrecognized. We feel it and allow that growth through us now. We see it fulfilled in us. We give thanks for this awareness of letting go anything that has held us back up until now. We stand free and clear of any lack, any limitation, any doubt, any uncertainty is swept aside in the knowingness that we embrace right now, swept aside by the faith and the belief that we embrace right here and right now. We celebrate this and give thanks for everybody here, for every house of worship around the world, for each and every person seeking truth, for each and every person seeking some form of healing right now. We are grateful for that having taken place within the mind and heart of God already. So with gratitude, we move forward into the rest of this day and into this week, knowing that all is well, that life is good and very good as each and every one of us. And so we say together, and so it is.